And game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, between BONKO and Salt. If Salt wins, they move on in winner's bracket, and BONKO goes to loser's bracket. If BONKO wins, we go to game 3. For the side of BONKO, we have Gdansk, Gearing, Gdansk, Des Moines, San Martin, Des Moines, Colombo, and Vermont. Ledge Colombo, Ledge Vermont. For the side of Salt, we have Gearing, Shima, Gdansk, Daring, Moskva, Brisbane, Henri, Schlieffen, and Ledge, Vermont. So, initial thoughts as we look at this. First thing to be aware of is obviously health is basically the same. Both teams running 4 DDs this time. Critical differences between the teams. Schlieffen versus Colombo, Brisbane versus San Martin, Moskva and Henri versus Des Moines. There's a lot more radar on the side of BONKO. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships with it versus just 1, 2, 3 for the side of Salt. Schlieffen is a fun pick, but the worry with Schlieffen, and we've seen this happen before, is that it gets killed quickly. If it gets killed quickly, there's nothing you can do. So as we go forward into this, some initial thoughts. Gdansk, Gearing, Brisbane. They're going to look that way. Gearing is going to smoke the Brisbane. Like I said, goal is to get a pick there for the side of Salt. Henri going wide to get out to here. I find it interesting. This is interesting. This island isn't used a lot by the Moskva. So is the Daring going to drop a smoke to try to get him up? Because sitting on that island on that side, not as usual as sitting on this side. Daring going, he's going to be ready to back in, but he might get wolf packed by these, and then Shima Schlieffen out here. Other thing I'm noticing as we go, look at the DD placement. 4 DDs all there. 3 DDs there, but you've got the one out here that's going to take D. San Martin, Des Moines going to challenge C. They're going to have a win against the Shima, but the Schlieffen's going to cause problems for them if they're not careful. Vermont's going to have shots somewhat towards him, but he's definitely looking towards this Moskva or Vermont. Other thing, watch the Gearing smoke here. Gearing's leading. If they think they need to, they'll dump a smoke here to get the Des Moines up. They want the Des Moines on this edge, sitting there, if possible. So you see that smoke, the Gearing smoking the Brisbane forward. Now, you get the spotting, as I said, was going to happen on Narcomoeba. Not any damage really happening to either Gdansk yet, and they're getting a lot of trade onto him. Yes, he's got heals, but the fact he's already at half health is telling. And that's a worry. He can heal up to about 75%, but he's still not in a great spot. Finally, we look this way. BONKO Merc, he comes out way overly aggressive positioned. Way overly aggressive. He sets that smoke up there, but he is going to die for it. That is going to be an early kill. Salt's going to take advantage of a misstep from there. A little bit of damage back onto the Gearing in return, but that's a full ship lost. First blood 4 minutes in, and Salt's in the driver's seat for this game now. And there's a torp onto the Gdansk. Maverick down 12,000 health. This is not going well for BONKO right now. And so as it continues to move forward, you can see Narco Amoeba spotted again. Watch for the Gdansk. Both Frosty and Maverick have taken a lot of damage since we last looked. They absolutely want to get as much as they can onto him here. He's going to take some damage, Maverick that is, as they go. They're going to chip off the Daring's health again. He's down to 12,000. He's already used the heal. But Maverick already being under 10k is really rough. Watch for the second radar here. If it's ready, it is not ready for another 40 seconds. Heal being used, but it's really not being effective. Yes, he's healed up and he's going to be at 7,300, but you can see how much damage he took there. Only 15,000 health advantage for the side of Salt, but that ship lead is big. And so as you move in, you can see the ships. Ammo rack sitting there. Doesn't have radar. He's going to have a gearing and an Henri pushing him. Gdansk of Chase trying to finish off Maverick. Maverick at 6,300. He's going to get out of detection. But he's got a salvo from Vermont coming in. And Comrade Stalin does not manage to kill Maverick. Gets the hit, but that's all. Also important to note that Daring maxes out at less than half health now. Let's take a look at C because we haven't been here for a while. Shots in on the Shimakaze of Mighty Mo. First salvo is going to miss. Zraith and Jazzer for the side of BONKO are both full health. Yugumo Kai is sitting out there at full health in the Schlieffen. They've got to know he's out there because he's not been... Yes, he has been spotted. Pardon me. And so the challenge comes, how do you bring this back if you're the side of BONKO? You got to find kills somewhere. You can see the Colombo moving forward. Des Moines radaring. They know where Just a Math Teacher is. But where do you move to get the spotting and get the kills? So watch what's happening here. What BONKO's going to be executing over the next couple minutes, because they say we've got time left with 12 minutes. Get the San Martin down here, working on the Schlieffen. Vermont's here, can hit the Schlieffen as well. Des Moines is positioned to move when they can work the Schlieffen, but they want him down. Des Moines here is trying to make sure he stays alive, keeps this Brisbane locked while the Colombo starts to do damage down onto these ships. This Gdansk is going to finally take the cap, which is going to be big because then they can rotate one of them out if they want and go from there. But Allies USA down to 93,000. So you can see the Brisbane considering pushing forward here. But I don't know if he's going to do anything with it. And there's the kill on the Brisbane they needed. He comes forward. I was like, surely he's not going to come out there. He does. He comes out. Colombo pops him. That's the kill that BONKO needed. Still down 40,000 health with Maverick about to go out. Maverick spotted. He's got 117 health. One hit kills him. He gets away with his life. 116 more HP than he needs. That's a big survival. Any damage he gets at this point is a major bonus for them. He gets a hit there. Other thing to watch here is the fact that A is now being freed up. With the gearing in Des Moines ready to move forward, there's the smoke. If the Henri doesn't kill the Des Moines here, and that's a really nice looking salvo, only gets 4k. There's an escape there. Let's take a look over here, see what's happening at the side of C. Des Moines is steadied up. He's still sitting at mostly full health, 6,000 damage taken. Shimikaze and Mighty Mo's taken some. There's the radar. Shimikaze's facing the wrong way. Mighty Mo is absolutely facing the wrong way here. He has to back up out of this. And yes, there's a Vermont coming to help him, but look at the enemy Vermont. Gets him for another K. Here comes the San Martin shells. They know that this is a major kill. He's trying to dodge. He's doing a good job of playing the game and moving back and forth just in time. Zoom down in 9,000. He's got 15 seconds left. That's 3 more salvos from the Des Moines before he can smoke up and go dark. Does the Vermont get off another salvo? That's the real question here. 7,600. 3 seconds left. Oh, Vermont takes a ton of torp damage, but the Shima is spotted still. He's going to smoke. He's down to 5,000. Bonko's going to regret not getting that kill there. Even though they've gotten to 3,000 now, he's not dead, and that's a critical loss to fail to finish him there. Now you're going to have a Des Moines that's fighting a full health Vermont, trying to get the kills on him while getting farmed by that 3,000 health Shima. 100,000 health now for the side of Salt. They're still down 50 points. Blind fire into the smoke is going to whiff. Zraith trying to survive 25 seconds. He's getting damage onto Comrade Stalin, but Stalin can shrug it off. He says, I am American Steel. I have 5 heals left. It is impressive the amount of damage he's putting out. Though, doing a really good job of countering. And if he doesn't get the salvo here in a second, it's not going to matter. Interesting that he switches to the Gdansk there. I get why, but this might still be the time where you want to stay on the... Either you're shooting the Shima that entire time, or you're shooting the Vermont. Like, I don't agree with the single switch there to the Gdansk. Points lead now in favor by 50 to the side of Salt. They've managed to make this push up to C, and you've still got, this is the problem, you've still got this group, if you're Bonko, stuck here. They haven't pushed them out there. And with the San Martin going down to the Vermont, and the Gdansk taking a torp, that will just about do it. Barring a miracle, that's going to be game there. You needed that push at A to be faster if you're the side of Bonko, but Salt is showing why they were a surprise last King of the Sea with how far they went, and now making their return to playoffs. And what a series. And so as we continue to watch in here, this point, you need a miracle. Frosty, unfortunately, trying to get there on the Moskva's not going to get him. The Vermont dies to the torp right there. Here goes Frosty down to 1,000 health, trying to get around. Moskva's going to have guns ready for him. He's not going to get the kill off. And Bonko knows it's over at this point.
Everything is
Just 1 minute left. Less than 150 points until Salt wins. And Frosty will come out, but he will die here. There's the shots in from the Gdansk of Chase. The Desperation Torps that are not where the Moskva is. He dumps the Torps. Will not make a difference. Your winners of this game, winning the series 2-0, and moving on in winners bracket playoffs, is Salt. Bonko is dropped to the losers bracket. Ladies and gentlemen, that is game right there. Just 4 seconds left, and there it is.